Dr. Era Bernard, Dr. Kong Hee, San Ho, Reverend Tan Yi Peng, Reverend Bobby Chow, and Pastor Tan Kim Hock, I'm happy to present to you the 370 graduating students of the class of 2013 from the School of Theology. They will receive the Advanced Certificate of Theology. Today, 196 students will be receiving their certificates. They are from Indonesia, Ameta Karina Palawi.
From Singapore, Eunice Ang Bin Lee.
From Singapore, Valerie Ang Lee Jing.
From Singapore, Ivan An Zhi Yuan.
From Indonesia, Aryan Pranatadikusuma.
From Singapore, Angelica Ao Zhe Ting.
From Singapore, Esther Bei Hui Tiang.
And let's give it up from United States, Bolang Brenda Rachel Jovanka.
From Indonesia, Bodwin Latabasi.
From India, Burr Hudson Raja.
From China, Hong Kong, Cao Xiunan.
From Singapore, Caroline Ernest.
From Singapore, Rachel Chan Ai Ling.
From Singapore, Chan Man Yao.
From Malaysia, Chan Xiao Mei.
From Singapore, Jacqueline Chan Wai Ting.
From Singapore, Benjamin Chan Yong Liang.
From Malaysia, Chang Chung Kien.
From Singapore, Isabella Chiu Chin Ching.
And from Singapore, Esther Chiu Hui Fen.
From Singapore, Kevin Chiu Jie Long.
From Singapore, Chiu Siu Ting.
From Singapore, Zoe Chu Shu Yi.
And from Singapore, Chua Xing Jie.
From Singapore, Chua Sing Lun.
From Myanmar, Jing Hao Jing.
From Singapore, Claudia Naomi, daughter of Lord Naden.
From Indonesia, Cindy Teresa Messa.
From Indonesia, Daniel Kolondam.
Let's give it up for from Sri Lanka, Dylan Jiwanta Bandara.
From Indonesia, Elishiba Natalie Sutopo.
And from Indonesia, Erna Degaria.
From Indonesia, Fidel Chandra.
From Singapore, Melanie Fu Le Ni.
From Singapore, Fu Li Xian.
From Singapore, Fu Ming Feng.
From Singapore, Fu Xin.
And from China, Hong Kong, Fong Lai Yin.
From Philippines, Galdo Cornelia Pen Ramizes.
From Sri Lanka, Gayatri Periyasamy.
From Singapore, Go Ai Wei.
From Singapore, Go Li Yi.
From Malaysia, Go Su Chuan.
From Singapore, Serene Han Fun Siu.
From Singapore, Shirley Han Hui Chin.
From Singapore, Sharon Heng Wen Ying.
And from Singapore, Ho Ai Mei.
From China, Hong Kong, Hu Si Yue.
From Singapore, Huang Ai Yin.
From Singapore, Sharon Huang Ke Hui.
From China, Hong Kong, Huang Shu.
From Kazakhstan, Ivanov Anatoly.
And from India, Joshua Shireen Judith.
From Singapore, Jacina Ravi.
From Singapore, Hope Kang Chi Hui.
From Singapore, Kang Chin San.
From Indonesia, Kevin Sebastian Lumanta.
From Singapore, Ko Li Ting.
Singapore, Evangeline Ko Shu Min.
From Singapore, Josie Ko Shu Ting.
From Singapore, Ivan Kong Se Tik.
Singapore, Maybelline Kong Sing Si.
From Singapore, Paul Kui Yu Zhao.
From Singapore, Kwan Si Kiang.
And from Singapore, Lai Pei Shi.
From China, Hong Kong, Peter Lam Xiu Hua.
From India, Lama Agnes Peter.
And from Singapore, Lee Kang Wei.
Let's give it up for from Singapore, Belinda Lee Sam Yok.
From Singapore, Michelle Lee Xin Yi.
From Singapore, Irene Leong Wai Lee.
From Singapore, Leong Wei Jie.
From Singapore, Lee Chao Hong.
And from China, Hong Kong, Li Shu Qing.
From Singapore, Shirley Lian Hui Qing.
From Indonesia, Lydia Indrawati.
From Singapore, Jacqueline Lim Chien Wen.
From Singapore, Bevan Lim Chin Xiong.
From Singapore, Christine Lim Ching Chai.
From Singapore, Edward Lim Ek Hua.
And from Singapore, Lincoln Lim Jia Shun.
From Singapore, Melissa Lim Pei Shi.
From Singapore, Lim Xue Lim.
Let's give it up for from Singapore, Celeste Lim Si Ling.
From Singapore, Joanna Lim Sing Yi.
From Singapore, Chinese Lim Sok Ching.
From Singapore, Lim Song Yi.
From Singapore, Lim Wei Ming.
From Singapore, Veronica Lim Yue Ying.
From Singapore, Lim Yun Yi.
From Singapore, Charisma Lin Yuan.
And from Singapore, Lim Chek Yong.
From China, Hong Kong, Liu Peng.
From Indonesia, Teresa Low.
Singapore, Madeline Lu Chuan Mei.
From Singapore, Jasmine Lu Chong Ting.
From Malaysia, Justin Lu Kai Yu.
And from Singapore, Dennis Lu Wai Kin.
From Singapore, Adeline Lo Hui Fang.
From Singapore, Loy Xue Hui.
And from China, Hong Kong, Luan Cui.
From Singapore, Lynette Luo Jia Yen.
From Singapore, Lydia Mikhail Hamid.
Let's give it up from Myanmar, Mang Mang Sui.
From Indonesia, Michelle Louise Handojo Siojono.
From Singapore, Bibiana Neo Pei Ling.
And from Singapore, Eileen Neo Yi Sin.
From Singapore, Jason Ang Chi Guan.
From Singapore, Jasmine Roxanne Ng Lin Siu.
From Singapore, Clarice Ng Su Yi.
From Singapore, Dave Ng Wee Peng.
From Singapore, Alfred No Wei Ting.
And from Indonesia, Nova Diana Simbolon.
From Singapore, Noviansi.
From Singapore, Ong Beng Hui.
Singapore, Ong Pui San.
From Singapore, Ong Yi Ting.
From Singapore, Shamin Phua Cho Kiang.
Singapore, Leonard Phua Kiang Nam.
From Singapore, Serene Pok Si Hui.
From Malaysia, Pei Yang Wei.
And from Singapore, Kwek Hui Ming.
Singapore, Christine Kwek Siu Mei.
From Indonesia, Rafin Daphne.
From China, Hong Kong, Ren Xue Lu.
From Indonesia, Ronald Cristianto.
From India, Samuel Paul Raj Judson.
From Singapore, Xia Ai Hui.
From Singapore, Chloe Xia Hui Wen.
From Singapore, Xia Shengzhi.
Singapore, Justin Xia Zhen Zhi.
From Singapore, Sherman Sotirias Xia Zhonghua.
From the United States, Sean Hoffer.
From Singapore, Si Li Zhen.
From Singapore, Sito Hao Yi.
From Singapore, Sik Sing Cheong.
And from Singapore, Evelyn Seo Siok Kim.
From Indonesia, Sharon Romauli Manurang.
From Singapore, Chloe Shen Li Mei.
Let's give it up from Malaysia, Stephanie Siu Fong Yi.
From Singapore, Kenneth Siu Kai Yuan.
From Indonesia, Sylvia.
From Singapore, Sim Boon Chuan.
From Singapore, Smith Sarah Lee Wen.
From Singapore, Sung Yun Ru.
From Indonesia, Sonadi Ali.
From Singapore, Karen So Chi San.
From Singapore, Lucinda So Ying Xian.
And from Singapore, Solomon Sun Wei Chong.
From Singapore, Sui Se Wei.
From China, Hong Kong, Sun Lei.
And from Singapore, Sandra Tan Hui Yi.
From Singapore, Tan Jia Hui.
From Singapore, Tan Jia Rong.
Singapore, Jeo Tan Jing Yi.
From Singapore, Christina Tan Lee Cheng.
From Singapore, Tan Su Hui.
Singapore, Tan Wen An.
From Singapore, Franklin Tan Yong Hua.
From Singapore, Tan Yun Ting.
From Singapore, Tan Jin Ti.
From Singapore, T Yen Ni.
From Singapore, Christopher Tay.
And from Singapore, Tekwani Vicky Kanayo.
Let's give it up for from Taiwan, Deng Hao Wen.
From Singapore, Irene Ting.
From Singapore, Samantha Teo San San.
From Singapore, Niven Tam Jun Yuan.
From Singapore, To Jia Min.
And from Singapore, Tricia Janella To Yi Lin.
From Japan, Subasa Arakaki.
From Indonesia, Valentino Jonathan.
And from Singapore, Aaron Y. Su Xian.
From Singapore, Joey Roslyn Wan.
From Singapore, Wang Guo Hong.
From Indonesia, Waturandan Dovi Daniel.
From Indonesia, William Juandi.
From Singapore, Ryan Wong Song Xiong.
Singapore, Nicholas Wong Tek Chiang.
From Singapore, Wong Ten Po.
From Singapore, Wong Zheng An.
And let's give a hand clap from Singapore, Xue Yong Zhi.
From Malaysia, Esther Yap Hui Na.
From Singapore, Renee Yap Yung Mui.
From Singapore, Lorraine Yap Pek Yin.
From Singapore, Joanne Yo Xiao Rong.
From Singapore, Yong Min Yi.
From Indonesia, Jeremiah Engel.
From Indonesia, Yohanis Benjamin.
From Indonesia, Johannes Kusika.
From Indonesia, Yudif Silvana.
From China, Hong Kong, Zhang Jihui.
From Singapore, Zhang Qi Ming.
From China, Hong Kong, Zhu Ping Na.
Let's give it up for from China, Hong Kong, Cecilia Chan Wai Han.
Last but not least, from China, Hong Kong, Elton Lam Wing Ngo. Let's give the 196 SOT students another round of applause. Thank you, Dr. A.R. Bernard, Dr. Kong Hee, San Ho, Reverend Tan Yi Ping, Reverend Bobby Chow, and Pastor Tan Kim Hock.
Right now, we want to invite Dr. Bernard, Dr. Kong Hee, and San Ho to remain on stage as we want to commence with the awards presentation. Altogether, we will be presenting 6 awards over 2 days. For tomorrow, we will be presenting Minister of the Year, Courage Award, and the Best Overall Performance Award. And today, the first award we want to present is the Best Attendance Award. This award is given to students who have faithfully attended all cell group meetings, worship services, overnight prayer meetings, special conferences, and seminars without missing a single session. On top of that, Their punctuality record was impeccable, and they have not taken a single day of sick leave. For this category, there are 22 students who have fulfilled all the criteria. The winners are from Singapore, Ang Hui Lin Carol.
From China, Hong Kong, Tao Lian.
From Singapore, Chen Junwen.
From China, Hong Kong, Chen Ling Ling.
From Taiwan, Zheng Yu.
From Sri Lanka, Gayatri Pariyasamy.
From China, Hong Kong, Gu Koufeng.
From China, Hong Kong, Han Xiaobing.
And from Singapore, Kwan Wen Lue Joseph.
From India, Lama Agnes Peter.
That's right, and from Singapore, Li Xingyi Michelle.
From China, Hong Kong, Li Jia Yan.
And from China, Hong Kong, Li Song.
From Singapore, Lim Chin Xiong Bevan.
China, Hong Kong, Luo Changwei.
From Singapore, Xiu Ki Hua Sandy.
From Taiwan, Du Qiong-ying.
From Singapore, Wang Tian Po.
From China, Hong Kong, Xia Yifeng.
From China, Hong Kong, Zhang Jihui.
And from China, Hong Kong, Zhang Yang.
And last but not least, from China, Hong Kong, Zhang Zhihui. Let's all give all these winners a big hand. The next award we want to present is the Best SOT Team Award. This award is given to the SOT team, which exhibits excellent teamwork and unity. Not only did this team help each other out with the regular schoolwork and revisions for exams, they also took special interest in the finer details of their teammates' lives. They would often have lunch together after class, watch out for the needs of the international students, celebrate everyone's birthdays, and even go the extra mile to encourage teammates who are having family crisis. For this Best SOT Team Award, the three nominees are Team 1, Leong Wai Li, Irene, and Teo Shan San, Samantha.
Team 2, Luo Jiayan Lynette and Lim Qian Wen Jacqueline.
And Team 18, Lennon Lorena and Tan Hui Sandra. And the winner of the Best SOT Team Award goes to Team 1, Leong Wai Li, Irene, and Teo San San, Samantha.
Let's give Team 1 a big round of applause. One more time, let's give Team 1 a big round of applause. Well done, Team 1. All right. The final award we want to present now is the Best Academic Performance Award. This award is given to the student who has scored the highest in the overall grade of all the examinations and assignments. For this category, the top 5 nominees are from Singapore, Lim Ek Hua Edward.
From Singapore, Sui Xiang Wei.
From Singapore, Tan Ting Ying Grace.
From Taiwan, Wing Fan Wei.
And from Singapore, Yong Jin Kwan John. And ladies and gentlemen, the second runner-up for the Best Academic Performance Award goes to, from Singapore, Yong Jin Kwan John.
The first runner-up for the Best Academic Performance Award goes to, from Taiwan, Wing Fan Wei.
One more time, let's give it up for from Taiwan, Weng Fan Wei. And now, the winner of the Best Academic Performance Award for Class 2013 goes to From Singapore, Tan Ching Yin Grace. Let's give all the winners a big hand clap. That's right, let's give it up from Singapore, Tan Ching Yin Grace, for the Best Academic Performance Award. Once again, can we give all the winners a big hand clap? Thank you, Dr. A.R. Bernard, Dr. Kong Hee, and San Ho.